In a world of expensive everything, $200 just doesn't sound like much these days, but really it is. In fact, $200, well, that can get me maybe one San Martin. Yeah, average San Martin. Maybe a nice Suggest watch. But how about a Suggest brand? So one Seestern watch, one Pagani design chronograph, and a Duka diver watch automatic. So all of these watches, all three, have cost me under $200. So first of all, we'll jump in and talk about the Seestern because that is the premium, the luxury watch of this trio. Then we're gonna talk about the Pagani design chronograph, and you are gonna love it. Don't take my word for it. Keep watching this review. And then for number 3, we're gonna talk about a Dooka watch that actually homages a very interesting piece, something that you are not going to see across any other micro brand on AliExpress specifically. So a very interesting homage indeed. Now, all of these 3 watches have been already comprehensively reviewed by myself, and the links to those reviews will be in the description below the video. Also, the affiliate links to these watches will also be in the description below the video, so check them out if you're interested in picking up these pieces with some sharp prices. And now, let's dive in and talk about a luxurious watch collection for under $200. First up is the Seestern Sub 600T, and it does look breathtaking. The diver watch aesthetics are the next level. The Sub 600T actually homages the Dooka watch, and it does so relatively well. It's a good design. Obviously, we all know it because Dooka came up with it, but still, Seestern does a fair job at giving us the premium components, great quality, and very good refinement for a price that's at least 10 times cheaper than the original. It's not the original. The movement is much more simple. This is just the basic automatic Seiko NH35 power ring on this watch, but still we do get a flavor of this great watch for just $110. We get a fully stainless steel construction with a flat slab of sapphire crystal on top of it all. Powered by a self-winding automatic from Seiko, the NH35, considering tight dimensions of just 40mm in diameter, there is a lot of information provided to the wearer. The bezel gets 2 rows of values, while the dial features a distinct minute rack and loomed hour indices. The case is mostly brushed, yet the array of angles and facets make light play very enticing across the case. If I were to name 3 features that I like most on this watch, they would definitely be, well, firstly, a superbly designed and sophisticated screw and crown. The rotation convenience is awesome. The starfish on the tip is a sign of a distinguished watch micro brand on AliExpress. For number 2, the bright blue lume is chilly and long lasting, just what we need on a real diver watch. For number 3, the strap is an absolute gem on here. A 3-link pattern with great fluidity and link articulation. The individual links are 3.5mm thick. Usually they're about 2 to 2.5mm. Here they're 3.5. There are no elements or indication of cost cutting on this bracelet. Even the clasp is signed with 6 micro adjustments, and the folding wing is of course milled. And of course there are plenty of color variations available with this timepiece. So for number 2, we've got this Pagani design right here. This is a chronograph watch that will set you back $50. That's it. The retro-inspired looks takes us back to the classics of the latter half of the 20th century, the fluidity and softer contours of the design. Even the flanks are slightly convex. I love the variety of the brushed and polished surfaces. The lug hoods are finely brushed to seamlessly integrate with the bracelet end links. The bracelet is absolutely superb, elegant yet practical, with the outer links brushed and the center links polished. In regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 37.5mm, a lug-to-lug length of 46, a height of 12.6, and a lug width of 20mm. The weight here is 130 grams. In essence, this design is unisex, easily fitting the smaller and larger wrist circumferences. It features a screw-in crown and a screw-down case back. We get a slightly domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, adding to the retro styling but not tipping the watch too old-fashioned. The panda eyes in silver so distinct on the pale blue sunburst dial. The larger than average date window at 6 o'clock is neatly cut out. The minute track is printed on a white ring under the rehaut, with the seconds chapters in finer font on the blue between the chromed hour buttons. Powered by Seiko's VK64 hybrid quartz, it's a chronograph which is precise to 0.2 seconds. You can pick up the watch with a blue or black dial. For number 3, let's take a look at this Dooka diver watch for $40. We have a unique homage, something quite rare and for that reason alone, captivating. The sapphire crystal is domed, but the ceramic bezel is mirror flat and polished, which makes for exciting reflections and highlights. This Duka watch gets a loomed bezel as well, powered by the Seiko NH35 automatic movement. I hope the inspiration to this watch is clear. If it's not, this is the IWC Aquatimer 2000. So it is quite a different breed of watch, right? We don't see many of these homages floating around on AliExpress or anywhere else really. So this is what makes this watch so special, I think. And considering a price point of $58, wow. Sounds good, but let me tell you about the watch in detail and you will see what I mean by really good and lots of value at this price point. There are a few dial and bezel colors available, the blue, emerald green and this black with the yellow highlights on the ceramic bezel insert and the minute hand. The look is absolutely striking. The bezel actually overhangs the case. Its wide grooves provide the grip to enable rotation, and the rotation is heavy and caramel smooth. The clicks are distinct, yet muted. The feeling of holding a special watch sticks with you. But it is a sizable timepiece. With regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 42.4mm, a lug-to-lug length of 50mm, a height of 13.6, and a lug width of 22mm. The weight is 180 grams. Looking at the profile, we notice the layering. Firstly, the tall and flat midsection circling round to the strict and angular lugs. All brushed and businesslike sophisticated. The polished finishes on the case are only applied to bevels. The watch is different alright, but in a good way. The inverted end links integrate with the head just right. The actual bracelet feels significant, yet almost elegant, considering it starts with 22mm at the head and then it tapers down to 18 at the clasp. So it's doing the elegance tricks, but still it's just so big and loud. The milled wing suits the massive design as well. The side screw and crown is tucked under the bezel overhang, while a fluted screw-down case back protects the rear. If you're yearning for a larger and unique diver experience, this is an option to consider. So there we have it, 3 watches for $200. And let's all agree, these 3 watches are actually really special. You get the premium components, you get the premium looks, and you get interesting and unique looks. So of course they are not the originals. These are homage watches. Well, the number 1 from Seestern and number 3 from Duka, most definitely. If we talk about the Pagani design, that is just a retro look and it's more of a generalized retro/vintage chronograph. But at the end of the day, that chronograph is 0.2 seconds accurate. That is just insane. So that's a Seiko VK64 movement on a $50 watch. And you get the anti-reflective coating, you get the dome sapphire crystal, and that sizing is just such a robust watch. And what I love about that chronograph is that we actually do get a date window. So that is a functional and practical daily wearer. That is super accurate and precise. Anyways, thank you for watching this review and a general discussion about how you can get 3 luxurious looking and feeling watches for $200. So if you are on a budget, that's okay. You can pick up really good watches on AliExpress if you take care and actually do some research. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you in the next one.